Hello everyone, this is Osiris Frost. In yesterday's episode of ATV, we got a two-part ship shape. Part 1 was the reveal of the new Crusader Industries Hercules Starlifter concept ship, and I've already done a video on that, which I've linked up for you if you haven't seen it yet. But in today's video, I wanted to address the second ship shape segment. Wow, say that 10 times fast. Anyways, following the Hercules reveal, CIG showed us the latest on the Anvil Hurricane, a ship that is slated to be released in the upcoming patch 3.2. We've long understood the Hurricane to be a glass cannon among fighters, but in yesterday's ship shape, developer Matt Sherman made a curious claim.
The Anvil Hurricane is a hard-hitting, anti-capital ship type craft.
What? So, do you expect me to now believe that I can be flying around the verse in an Idris, when all of a sudden 3 or 4 hurricanes drop out of quantum and light me up, and before I can react, my ship goes boom? If this is the intent, there are going to be a lot of angry backers. First of all, fighters. Any fighters should be a nuisance to a ship with capital class shielding. For there to even be a possibility of damaging a capital warship, you need a whole bunch of fighters applying sustained, concentrated fire upon a single point of a single ship, and that capital ship would have to be unable or unwilling to return fire. The whole point of a capital ship is that it is so large and imposing that in and of itself it redefines the nature of any battle it is involved in. CIG, in their continued misadventures down the path of a DPS-style combat system, have now allowed DPS creep to make the fighter class of ships situationally competitive against much larger, much more powerful, much more expensive ships. This has, up to this point, been the role of bombers. Now, apparently, the Hurricane can do with lasers what bombers can do with their limited ordnance payloads. From where I sit, this role change seems to leave Eclipse owners out in the cold. If I wanted a small ship capable of delivering a crippling alpha strike against a target, why would I pick a bomber with just 3 torpedoes when I could have a fighter with 6 size 3 laser cannons? I'd never need to rearm. I could just keep circling around and delivering another devastating strafing run. I get it, CIG want there to be a spectrum of ship choices to cater to a range of playstyles. That's cool, but the Hurricane should really be a fragile fighter killer. Fighter class weaponry should be effective against fighter class shielding and armor. Flying a Hurricane is high risk, as it's not a super sturdy ship, but there are very skilled pilots out there who are capable of mastering its nuance and applying it to an appropriate role. That role should not be anti-capital in nature. My hope is that this was a misstatement, and that when it's all said and done, the final combat balance iteration doesn't resemble where yesterday's ship shapes seemed to indicate it was headed. There's still a long way to go in Star Citizen's development. I've mentioned before about how they're adopting an overly simplistic DPS-style combat model, and that subject is deserving of its own video. But for now, I'll just say that I was surprised, to say the least, by that segment. I'll keep an eye out for any future developments and keep you updated as changes occur. That's all for today's show. Thanks for watching. If you're new to Star Citizen, or you know someone who's thinking of playing, you or they can earn 5,000 UEC on your account by registering with my referral code, which you can find in the show notes down below. If you have any questions, feedback, or episode suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. And if you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.